It's a beautiful night for football in the New Orleans area, and the YurView Game of the Week features two teams from New Orleans. The Edna Karr Cougars, who are a perfect 6-0, taking on the Jesuit Blue Jays in a Catholic League matchup from the Shrine on Airline. Hello, everyone. Jeff Palermo along with Greg Bowser. Glad you could join us for this matchup. Edna Karr, not only one of the best teams in the state, they are one of the best teams in the country, fresh off a state championship from a season ago where they went undefeated. This season they are 6-0, and they have beaten some very good teams along the way, including American Heritage, one of the best teams in the state of Florida. For the Jesuit Blue Jays, they are 4-2, but they come into this contest banged up. They've had a lot of key injuries so far this season, but Ryan Manally's team gave Edna Karr a tough game last year. The Cougars only won by 12 points. They'll have to do a lot of things right here tonight to stay with this Edna Karr team, but this is a Jesuit team that has the talent to do it.
Jesuit does have the talent to do it. I mean, one of the things the coaches talk about is they can't give up many explosive plays. They've got to play consistent and stay in the game offensively. And from a defensive standpoint, they've got to make sure that everybody's in the right place, because Edna Karr has such great speed at the skill positions. You don't want to be out of place and give up a big play.
Let's take a look at our keys to the game, and it is brought to you by Hampton Toyota. First of all, for Edna Karr and head coach Bryce Brown.
Well, one of the things they want to run the football because they've got outstanding backs, and look at the size of those offensive linemen that Edna Karr has. That'll tell you. And they want to dominate with their speed, get the explosive plays. If you're Jesuit, what you want to do is play a clean game. Don't get behind the chains. Don't make it second and third and long. That creates a problem for you. And then the next one is Sullivan's got to step up. He's got to play well and control the game, be in control of the game, and manage the game as you go along.
Sully Sullivan, the sophomore quarterback, getting the start tonight for Jesuit, and that's a look at our keys to the game. Brought to you by Hampton Toyota. Hampton has it. Hampton's hot. Kickoff coming up as Jesuit taking on Edna Karr. This is Game Time on YurView.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now. Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to let you know how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with TV personality and spokesman Tom Mustin. So, Tom, tell the viewers at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. You heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Call now.
For the presentation of colors by the Jesuit High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC under the direction of Cadet Sergeant Shields, followed by the national anthem.
And the national anthem is coming up here shortly. For Edna Karr, they are 6-0 on the season. They are coming off a win over Brother Martin, 48-13. Meanwhile, the Jesuit Blue Jays, they are 4-2 after losing last week to St. Aug, 46-23. The week before that, they beat Holy Cross 20-12. There's a look at Ryan Manally, the head coach, who's in his fourth season. Did a terrific job over at De La Salle. He's won over 100 games in his coaching career. And this Jesuit Blue Jays team facing a difficult test here tonight against one of the best coaches in the state, Bryce Brown, who has led Edna Karr to 5 of their 7 state championships. This is a Cougars team that has won 19 in a row. Now our national anthem. Job by the Jesuit Marching Band with the playing of our national anthem. Jeff Palermo and Craig Bowser with you from the Shrine on Airline. Let's send it down to the third member of our broadcast team. That is former Parkview Baptist star, LSU national champion, former linebacker Derry Beckwith. Derry?
Disciplined, tough, physical, fast, athletic, and one of the best teams in the country. What I just described is Edna Karr. They are the Goliaths of Louisiana football. And tonight, Jesuit is David. And how David beat Goliath, it was simple. It was with a rock and a slingshot. So for Jesuit Coach Manali, they want to keep it real simple tonight, keep the game plan simple, and let this team freely play. And if they do that, possibly they can give themselves a chance to win this football game. Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks a lot, Derry, as you take a look at Coach Manali, and his team has had to battle some injuries here this season, 4-2. But Coach Manali really loves this group of players. They're missing their starting quarterback, Taylor Norton, so Sully Sullivan will get the start here once again. But he's got some terrific wide receivers to throw the football to. I think they're going to have to really utilize them. Guys like Jair Burks, Hayes, Mestute, they got to have him have a big game. And I think their running back, Gavin Palmazano, he's got to have a nice game here tonight as well.
Well, I think the offensive line has to play well for them. They've got to control the front and give him a chance to throw the football a little bit.
Karr has won the toss and has deferred. Jesuit receives. So Jesuit getting the ball first, I think, for the Blue Jays. Trying to get off to a quick start here. Get some points on the board. See if that can't get Jesuit going here a little bit. Again, last week against St. Aug, they moved the ball, but they kicked too many field goals in that contest, according to Coach Ryan Manali. A 46-23 loss to St. Aug. And the other thing is they gave up a lot of big plays. Certainly can't do that tonight here against this Edna Karr team.
One of the things the coaches were worried about when we talked to them during the week, Jeff, was that they fall behind the chains. If they come up with second and long or third down and long, it's going to really create some problems for them against this Edna Karr defensive front. So we'll see if they can stay on pace. They want Sullivan to just keep it moving, not try to do too much at a time and turn the ball over or put them in a bad spot.
Glenn Gurley has it teed up. Back to return, Jair Burks, who's a terrific athlete. Burks is going to grab it on one hop. Burks looking for somewhere to go, and he's brought down right away at the 23-yard line. And an early look at that Edna Karr speed coming down there and making the hit. The defender there was Michael Quinn. So we'll see Sully Sullivan, the sophomore quarterback, who is 6'1", 220 pounds on the season. Again, he is in for Taylor Norton. In fact, Jesuit has 2 quarterbacks that are hurt. Manny Vandaway also got injured. He got hurt in the game against Brother Martin. So Sully Sullivan is the guy. He has thrown for 656 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a couple of interceptions. From the 23-yard line, Jesuit will start this drive, and they'll go to the ground game right away off the right side. That is Palmasano, and he's averaging 4.4 yards a carry. There you take a look at Sully Sullivan. threw 2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes last week. In fact, he threw for 259 yards. Big kid. His father's always working with him. Certainly one of these kids that can make all the throws. Just trying to get his timing down, and he's got a strong arm, and he's got a bright future at Jesuit.
Yeah, they just think he's got to get some experience being a sophomore coming into this game. If they can get him in the game and get him in a good rhythm, they think that he can be a really good quarterback for them in the future. But they've got to get him through this season.
Well, look at this strategy here right off the start here, Greg. They are going to let that play clock run all the way down into single digits before they actually run a play. They are going to try to win this game with ball control offense. Michael Cerruti is the running back now. He'll snap that thing with 1 second. Cerruti trying to get around the edge, stays on his feet long enough to get to the 27-yard line and brings up third down. That will get us to our starting lineups in this contest, brought to you by Butcher Air Conditioning, Paul Massato, Medier, Roman Larre, Jair Burks, Benjamin Neff, Griffin Vorhaben, Oliver Cook, Alex Prechter, Hugo Roche, and Ashton Moulette is your offensive line for Jesuit.
Pretty unusual offensive set. I mean, they just sit there and watch the play clock wind down. They want to shrink this game and see if they can stay in it that way.
Oliver Cook is the lone senior on that offensive line. A dump here, dump pass, and there's 3 Edna Karr Cougars waiting for the receiver, Hayes Medier, and I think he's going to be stopped a little bit shy of the first down as Kevin Martin and company for the Cougars. And are they going to move the chains? Yeah, they are going to move the chains. So Jesuit able to get the first down. Let's take a look at Carr's defense. Jules Baptiste is at one defensive end. Romeo Brown is at the other. Nigel Marshall, and then Richard Anderson. He's wearing number 7, so that number 7 looks small on him, who's Anderson 6'3", 340 pounds. Kevin Martin, Kylan Jones, Michael Quinn, your linebackers. Hayward Howard is going to Texas, a cornerback. Torrance Sanders probably not playing here tonight. Eldrick Cambries will be your starting cornerback. And then Maurice Williams and Aiden Hall. Hall is an LSU commitment. First down and 10. They try to run it again, and getting sandwiches. Cerruti stopped right at the line of scrimmage as Edna Karr there. Again, Kevin Martin leading the charge. 26 tackles on the season for the senior linebacker as Cerruti, who is averaging nearly 6 yards a carry, running the football against this Edna Karr defense will be quite difficult.
I think they have to adjust to Jesuit's got to try to adjust to the speed that Edna Karr's going to give them on the defensive front and the size of those defensive linemen up front.
That's pretty hard to get adjusted to the speed. It's just something that you just do not see. I mean, you're looking at a defense that is just full of Division I prospects. So Palmisano is the running back. They'll throw it on 2nd and long. They set up the screen, and they got it to Palmisano. And Palmisano will churn up to the 42-yard line. And he's very close to the first down. A really well-designed play here, Greg.
Palmisano did a good job of just waiting his time. Watch, he's patient. You see number 20, and then he just slides out.
Just beating Richard Anderson to the football, but Palmisano, good baseball player too, 6'2", 208 pounds, 4.6 speed. Will play some running back and receiver. He's a 3-year starter. And he was actually one of the better receivers they had last year, but they had so many injuries at the running back position. He went up to Coach Manelli and said, hey, I'll play running back. And he's been there ever since. Had a really good game in his first game as a running back, over 100 yards rushing against St. Aug. 3rd down and short, and we're going to have a timeout call. Or is there a flag? It might be a timeout. I think it's a timeout. So Coach Manelli calls timeout. They've already run 4 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock, and they've just had 1 first down so far.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Back at the Shrine on Airline, this is the YurView Game of the Week, game time, as you take a look at Sully Sullivan. Jesuit is facing 3rd and short against this outstanding Edna Karr defense. Edna Karr on the season only allowing 9 points a game. Last year, of course, Edna Karr winning a state championship, the 7th one in school history. They absolutely took it to Alexandria Senior High last December in the Dome. 53-8 was the final score in that one. So they run it on 3rd and short, and I don't think they got the first down. Stopped right there.
Yeah, he may have lost a yard.
Kevin Martin in on another tackle. He's already been very active here so far tonight for the Cougars.
You watch the defensive line, nobody gets blocked. I mean, everybody gets in on a tackle. Count the number of yellow hats over there, man. They're all around the football.
So Kevin Martin has a bunch of FCS offers. He's not very tall, but he's very physical, so the offense will come off the field. And that will bring the punt team on. Michael Cerruti handles the punting. And back to return for Edna Karr, Gregory Wilfred, who's been really good. Takes a nice little bounce and roll here for Jesuit, and that will be down at the 31-yard line. And now we get to see the Edna Karr offense led by the 3-year starter, the Liberty commitment, John Johnson.
John Johnson completed 66% of his passes, Jeff. He just, you look at his consistency with the football. 12 rushing touchdowns. I mean, this guy, he has the whole package.
He certainly does. His father is the offensive coordinator. Last year, he threw for 3,300 yards and 34 touchdowns. Edna Karr, a little bit more of a run-oriented offense. They don't have all those great wide receivers like they did a year ago with Teron Francis, Oliver Mitchell. It looks like a busted play there, so Johnson's just going to have to slide for whatever he can get.
Yeah, it looked like somebody went the wrong way. I think the tailback went the wrong way, and Johnson did the smart thing, just tried to pick up as much yards as he can.
So let's take a look at the starting lineups for Edna Karr, brought to you by Butcher Air Conditioning. Garrison, the running back. Willard, Owens, Jones, your wide receivers. Leon Noyle, Iman Drake, Caden Adams, Michael Williams, Zion Wesley. This is a big offensive line. Noyle heading to Nebraska. That is complete, and look out. And this is what makes Edna Karr so dangerous. The yards after the catch, making the grab over the middle. Floyd Jones, he's the lone returning starter for Edna Karr offensively at the wide receiver position. 19 yards on that play.
Floyd Jones, a senior wide receiver, and he can make things happen after he gets the ball in his hands, and that's going to be the key. Can Jesuit stop Edna Karr from making big plays? Big
run there off the left side for Trey Garrison. Now let's take a look at Jesuit's defense. Barry, Booty, Burgow, Chase Cooper, Bo Matalewski, Harry Irwin, Adrian McSpaden, Jack McGuire, Zachary Freelou, McKinley Perry, and Cole Punicky. Another nice run off the left side for Garrison, and another first down all the way to the 21-yard line. And Edna Karr is on the move. Garrison very patient before he hits the hole. He's committed to Nicholls State. Our starting lineups again brought to you by Butcher Air Conditioning, specialists in HVAC insulation generators, keeping South Louisiana comfortable for over 75 years. They throw it to Cameron Mumford, who really helps out in the run game, and every now and then they throw him the football as well. They get about 2 yards on that play. So you look at John Johnson.
Or Mumford, they've got him listed at 5'11", 250-pound as a running back, but he's really just a big offensive lineman that's back there to block.
Quarterback at Edna Karr has full autonomy. Does a lot of their own calls at the line of scrimmage. Johnson looking to his left. Zips one a little bit too high for the intended receiver. Coming across the middle was Gregory Wilford. And they are inside the red zone is Edna Karr. A red zone appearance for the Cougars. A Raising Cane's red zone appearance. Raising Cane's, fill your game day. The Canes win. Johnson, pass is complete, but taken down right away was the receiver as they got the football to number 88. That's Joshua Ford making a grab there for the Cougars. Another big wide receiver for these Edna Karr Cougars. 4th down and 2 here. Could Jesuit come up with a stop? Right up the middle. It's a 1st down inside the 5-yard line. Trey Garrison found a little bit of a seam there. Garrison with 9 rushing touchdowns, and that 1st down brought to you by Guaranteed Bank. Right back to Garrison, who's in the end zone for a Cougars touchdown. That is touchdown number 10 for the senior running back.
Trey Garrison, just a straight dive play, and the offensive line doing their job. I mean, you look at that offensive line of Edna Karr. We talked about him, the size. Jeff, across the front, 6'5", 280, 6'3", 375, 6'3", 280, 6'1", 285, and 6'4", 285 pounds. They do a tremendous job up front.
They ran for 244 yards last week, did Edna Karr, in a 48-13 win over Brother Martin, and they're off and running here tonight at the Shrine on Airline. Edna Karr 7, Jesuit nothing. This is Game Time on YurView.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
That was a 9-play, 69-yard drive for Bryce Brown's team. Took 2:45 off the clock. Trey Garrison on the touchdown run. He had 41 yards on that drive. Bryce Brown, one of the winningest coaches in Louisiana high school football history when it comes to winning percentage-wise, 120-18. He's been the head coach for 10 years, and he's won 5 state championships. And Edna Karr has won 19 in a row. Last year, 11 players from that national or state championship team signed to play college football. That state championship, by the way, for Edna Karr, the first time they had won one on the highest level. Remember, they were always in 4A. Jair Burks, who's a terrific athlete. There's a look at Ryan Manali, 4th season as the head coach at Jesuit, 31-22. Career record of 110-45. A former Rummel grad, ended up studying at the Southern University of New Orleans. He served as an assistant coach for 13 years under Jay Roth, then a 9-year run as the head coach at De La Salle. And he went 79-23 there and took the Cavaliers to 3 state championships. In 2017, he was named the Louisiana Coach of the Year. And tonight, he said he's not going to be worried about the score, just wants to see execution in all three phases. And just try to control what you can control, stay away from the penalties and the turnovers. That was the big thing he wanted to see out of his team tonight. Sully Sullivan will throw it out into the flat. Palmisano gets chased down right away, and I think Kevin Martin's going to make every single tackle tonight for Edna Karr. That guy is all over the field so far.
I mean, you talking about an exciting player. I mean, he ran from the inside defensive lineman position and ran the play down for about a 1-yard gain, if any at all.
They'll actually give him 3 to the 35-yard line. And again, it's 4 corners offense, if you would, for Jesuit. Just looking to try to eat up as much time as possible. You got 12 seconds on the play clock. The only way they feel like they can keep it close is keep the football away from Edna Karr. Here's Burks. Burks makes one defender miss. Can't make the second one miss. Just too much speed, too many guys out there defensively. And that was Romeo Brown, a 6'3" senior, who made the tackle.
Yeah, just a great example of this team speed that's on this Edna Karr team. Look at the number of yellow helmets gets around a football.
I mean, Romeo Brown is a defensive end, and he's running around out there like he's a strong safety. So 3rd down already here for Jesuit. They're 1 for 2 on 3rd down. They picked up a first down on their first drive of the night, and then the drive ended after that. This is from the 36-yard line here for Sullivan. 3 seconds on the play clock. Pressure coming. Sullivan throws, and it's incomplete. Trying to get the football to Burks. Excellent defensive coverage. That's Aiden Hall, the LSU commitment. 19 tackles and an interception. Ranked as the 6th best player in the state for this 2026 class.
What's really surprising is that Jesuits coming out there trying to throw the football a little bit, but Edna Karr is playing man-to-man coverage across the board. That just tells you what confidence they've got in their speed in their defensive backfield.
They bring their punt team back on. Michael Cerruti's first punt went 38 yards. And back to return. Wilred. And again, they kick it away from him, and then it bounces in his direction. And a nice job by the punter, Cerruti, helping to flip the field there a little bit. And then it's down right at the 20-yard line. That'll be a 43-yard punt for Cerruti.
Well, Cerruti's done his job. He's pinning them back in their own territory. Now, Jesuit just got to figure out how to slow down this Karr offense.
Well, let's get in Derry Beckwith involved here. And Derry, this Edna Karr team, you've been watching them for many years now. It's just an impressive group of players.
It is impressive, especially when you're as talented as they are. Sometimes with talented teams, you may not be as disciplined, but Coach Bryce has these guys locked in. Pre-game, guys, I saw the coaches get on them like it was the first day of training camp. So I'll let you know the expectations that they have for their players.
Do not want them to be overlooking this Jesuit team. And coming out and having a big game early on is Trey Garrison as he runs over the defensive back. Garrison last week, a 43-yard touchdown run on the second play of the game. He's got that kind of potential. And, again, great blocking, and you're going to need multiple guys to bring this guy down.
Well, he can really run the football. In 2024, he was almost a 1,000-yard rusher for him. And then this year he's coming back, picked up right where he left off.
Garrison, that time he is brought down close to the line of scrimmage. Harry Irwin, a sophomore, number 15, nearly 24 tackles on the season. He's a good player at that linebacker spot for Jesuit. Jesuit is missing Austin Guidry here tonight, and Coach Ryan Manali says they really haven't been the same since then as far as their defense goes because he's their best pass rusher. Garrison did not pick up any yards on that play, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. They'll give him the football once again. Garrison trying to get to the outside, and a couple of Blue Jays able to bring him down, led by Zachary Freelou, and also there was Bo Matalewski. Matalewski, the senior, 36 tackles on the season. Good job here by Jesuit.
Jesuit did a good job defensively, not allowing the running back to head up the field, keeping him running laterally to the line of scrimmage and gang tackle, and that's what you have to do.
3rd down and 5. Karr is 0 for 1 on 3rd down. Darryl Rule is the defensive coordinator for Jesuit, and Edna Karr gets the first down and some more. That is Xavier Owens, Nice run after the catch into Jesuit territory. He is committed to Fresno, and his mother moved here from California, and this is his one and only season that he'll have at Edna Karr.
Well, he did a good job of breaking tackles to pick up the first down.
On 40 from the 42, this is just a few yards. No, just keeping those feet going until Jesuit is able to bottle up the ball carrier. And that's or will be, I think, our final play of the first quarter, as that was Jermon Macklin who gets his first carry of the night. Bryce Brown's team is up by 7 over the Jesuit Blue Jays. Edna Karr always knows how to make an entrance in any stadium they arrive at. Tonight we're at the Shrine on Airline.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Beginning the second quarter from the Shrine on Airline is a homecoming game for Jesuit, and they picked the best team in the state, if not the country, to play here tonight. And Edna Karr came ready to play. They're up 7-0. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, Derry Beckwith with you from Metairie. Jermon Macklin, the running back, and Macklin will get the carry, finds a lot of running room off the right side, staying on his feet all the way to the 25-yard line, and they do not miss a beat when they bring Macklin in there.
No, he's going to pick up the first down, but watch him make a guy miss right at the line of scrimmage. Right there. Still picked up a first down.
Yep. 6 foot, 185 pounds, had 83 yards rushing last week. Johnson will quickly throw it, and he gets the football to Wilred. Wilred is going to get inside the 20, and a couple of Blue Jays will bring him down. Jack McGuire, one of the best players in that defensive secondary for Jesuit, was in on the stop. But all these different wide receivers, all these running backs, all kinds of guys that they have here. That it's just, you can't key on one player.
No, the skill position people are unbelievable, and they spread the ball around pretty good.
And they are inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Good job there for Jesuit. Some penetration in the backfield, and they stop them. Mataluski was there, first guy there, and that, I think, is the first Edna Karr offensive play that went for negative yards.
Yeah, thrown for a loss that time.
Mataluski, a good baseball player. He moved from safety to linebacker, the lone senior at that linebacker position. Johnson's pass, and this is a complete, but good job again by the Blue Jays defensively, chasing the receiver down. Harry Irwin was there defensively for Jesuit.
Xavier Owen gets to the ball, but he's got no place to go. That's good coverage, good defense right there. Brings up a big fourth down here.
Yeah, fourth down, and Edna Karr's got a good field goal kicker in Brian Castillon, but they will not attempt one here from about 37 yards out. It's going to be Johnson and Garrison in the backfield on this fourth down and about 5. Johnson will throw over the middle, wide open, and it's a touchdown for Xavier Owens. Had a touchdown last week. It's another one here tonight. His 4th touchdown catch of the season, and it's now 13-0. Edna Karr after the 19-yard touchdown pass to Owens.
Well, Owens that time, he came off the line of scrimmage. Nobody really challenged him right off the line, and he just ran a quick slant. It was wide open, an easy throw for the quarterback.
On for that extra point now. So it's actually going to be Glenn Gurley. So we do not see Castillon on the extra point. It's Gurley, and he kicks it through the uprights. Edna Karr leads at 14-0 early on here in the second quarter on Game Time.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Time now for our Cox Mobile Smart Call of the game. On 4th down, it was a smart decision by John Johnson. Hollywood gets the ball to Xavier Owens, and he runs past the Jesuit secondary into the end zone. The Cox Mobile Smart Call of the game. The smart way to mobile. Learn more at cox.com/mobile. Edna Karr leading Jesuit 14-0. There's Edna Karr's band as they've made the trip over from Algiers. And Edna Karr has been very impressive here. Jesuit has tried to slow play it on offense. That hasn't worked. You just defensively, you have to be very fast. You have to be very physical to try to slow this Edna Karr team down.
Yeah, they've got a lot of people who can do good things with the football. I like the offense. I mean, the slow play of Jesuit has not bothered this offense so far at all. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns.
This is going to be returned from the 17-yard line, and a nice return here for Jesuit as they're going to get their best field position of the night. All the way up to the 50-yard line. That's exactly what they needed. Michael Cerruti, who's a really terrific athlete for Jesuit. Good blocking. And the Blue Jays are in business here near the midfield mark.
Cerruti did a good job of finding the little crease in the return team and pick up good yards, put the ball across the 50.
Well, Coach Ryan Manali knew it was not going to be easy to move the ball against Karr. Talked about that. They got 9 Division I players on defense. So the big thing was try to stay within the chains, take care of the football, execute what is called. There's just not a weakness at all on that Edna Karr defense. 1st down and 10 at the 49 for Jesuit. And they will run the ball, and look out. There is that's a shoe that ended up coming off a Karr player. I thought that was going to be a flag as Palmisano got crushed on that play.
You know, one thing the Jesuit coaches talked about is they said, hey, we're going to focus on us, what we do, we can control.
Yeah.
And not worry about what happens the rest of on the other side of the football. And
my goodness,
look at the shoe.
Yeah, and then also 3 Edna Karr defenders there. The first guy there that ended up losing the shoe there for Edna Karr looked like that was number 43. That would be Cornell Williams if I ID'd that number right. 2nd down and 14 here. Sullivan gets rid of it on the swing pass. And good pursuit to the football from, guess who, Kevin Martin. And Palmisano was knocked out of bounds, and it's 3rd and long here for Jesuit. And what they wanted to avoid, getting behind the chains, that's exactly where they're at here. Let's see if Sully Sullivan will try to throw one downfield here. A lot of short passes so far from Jesuit offensively. So 3rd down and 11 at the 49.
This Karr team is doing a really good job. They've got 5 defensive backs in the game to make sure that to protect against the pass. And we'll see if they can get a pass rush out of the 3 down linemen up front.
That pass is complete, and that's a first down. Nice job there for Jesuit. That was a long throw by Sullivan, and he was able to get it to his man, Roman Larray.
Well, the big thing is Sullivan has time. Karr's only rushing 3, and Jesuit's able to give the quarterback a chance to find the open receiver.
That's a guaranteed bank first down. Larray is a 3-year starter, had over 1,000 yards receiving last year, but this season just 266 yards receiving, a 15-yard pass play there. Quiet leader, as opposing defenses have been really targeting him here. And now look, Ryan Manali's going to go into the trick bag, spread them out. Edna Karr kind of looking around defensively on what to do here. Sullivan will throw it quickly, and that's going to result in a first down all the way up to the 23-yard line as they got the ball to Palmisano, and he's having a really solid season this year for Jesuit. Gets 12 there.
Palmisano does a good job of getting the ball up the field, but Karr at that time just missed a couple of tackles and allowed the receiver to pick up the first down.
Face mask, defense, number 2.
Face mask call against Edna Karr.
So that will help Jesuit's cause.
There it is. I think it's Howard, number 2, for Edna Karr that committed the face mask.
And for the first time tonight, Jesuit has entered the Raising Cane's red zone. Raising Cane's, fuel your game day the Cane's way. From the 12-yard line here for Jesuit. Little hole off to the right side, inside the 5-yard line is Palmisano.
Looks like the Jesuit offense has found something that works for them.
Yep.
Keep finding it, running that right offensive side. You watch the blocking here develop.
Great job by the blocking.
Yep, and opens up a hole.
That was outstanding. Oliver Cook had a really nice block, it looked like. As there you take a look at Palmisano, who's got 4 rushing touchdowns on the season. And again, Jesuit continues to take its time before snapping. There's 13 seconds on the play clock. Boy, you got to take advantage of this. You got it 2nd down and 3 at the 4-yard line. Nothing happening there. Great job by Edna Karr. Jules Baptiste, one of the defenders there. Still able to maybe get a couple yards there was Palmisano, and it's 3rd down and 1.
Watch the inside just get clogged up. There's no place to run with the football. Good defensive effort.
Yeah, keeping the legs going there. It looked like he was stopped right at the line. He ended up getting a yard. And there you look at number 7. Well, you saw him there in a second ago. Richard Anderson, the LSU commitment, 4-star prospect, one of the top defensive linemen in the country. Filling up the middle of that defense.
Jesuit can pick up a first down here without getting a touchdown.
Sullivan surveying the defense. He's going to throw it on 3rd and short, and it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. I think that was Baptiste that knocked it down there. You take a look at Richard Anderson. We'll take a look at it again.
See if we can see who got a hand on it.
So that was Baptiste, who's really an emerging star on that defensive line. 4th down and 1. Jesuit will keep the offense on the field. They have an outstanding field goal kicker in Ethan Cabos, but if they have any thoughts of trying to win this football game, they need touchdowns, not field goals.
Well, the big thing is you've got to concentrate on at least getting the first down. You need 1 yard to get a first down, 2 yards to get you a touchdown.
So on 4th and 1, quick pass deflected again, incomplete. Another pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Ronell Kindell knocked that one down, and Edna Karr keeps Jesuit out of the end zone. 6:22 to go before halftime. It's 14-0 Cougars over the Blue Jays.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
It is the Raising Cane's Box Combo Game of the Week. Bell Chase and St. Charles Catholic next Friday at 7 p.m. here on YurView, Cox Cable Channel 4. And that's your Raising Cane's Box Combo Game of the Week preview. Fuel your game day the Canes way. Great job there by Edna Karr's defense to keep Jesuit out of the end zone, so they will now start it 1st down and 10 from their own 3. And they'll run it here with Trey Garrison. Garrison will be escorted out of bounds by Harry Irwin. Let's bring in Derry Beckwith. How about those 2 passes knocked down at the line of scrimmage there, Derry, by that Edna Karr defensive line to keep Jesuit out of the end zone?
They did a great job. As D. Lineman, you always want to talk about get pushed and get your hands up. Greg Bosler knows a lot about that. I don't know how many balls he deflected back in his day, but that time they did a great job of getting their hands up and deflecting the pass.
Trey Garrison running hard once again as you take a look at Coach Bryce Brown. He played at Edna Karr, went on to Grambling, and he has built a powerhouse in Algiers.
When you watch this Edna Karr team, you're really impressed with, 1, the size, and 2, the speed.
3rd down and 1. Karr is just 1 of 3 on 3rd down. And they will run the football 1st down and plenty more after that, as that's Garrison again to the 28-yard line. McKinley Perry, a sophomore with 16 tackles on the season, makes the tackle. They fake the handoff to Anthony Thomas, and then it was Garrison gashing this Jesuit defense.
When Garrison got he was in the secondary before anybody laid a hand on him.
So at the 28-yard line after the 16-yard run, and now they give it to Jermon Macklin, and Macklin only a couple yards as he is brought down at the 31-yard line. As you look at Jermon Macklin, there's John Johnson. He's been nearly perfect tonight, 7 of 8 for 66 yards. Edna Karr winning that state championship last year, their first since 2019. Johnson pump fakes, has all day, and now has the ability to run the football. And then he just trots out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
You know, it's amazing when you have a quarterback that has this kind of ability. When the play breaks down, there's no place to go with the football. He just tucks it in and takes off, picks up the 1st down.
Over 500 yards rushing on the season for Johnson. He's got 12 rushing touchdowns. And he accounted last week for 5 touchdowns, or actually a couple weeks ago he accounted for 5 touchdowns against St. Aug.
And I like the way he protects the football, Jeff. He doesn't turn it over, man. He doesn't have a lot of interceptions. He's very consistent as a quarterback.
And he ran for 4 touchdowns last week. Good job by the Jesuit defender bringing down. That was Harry Irwin again. He's been in on a lot of tackles so far tonight as he wrapped up Garrison, and a gain of 2 that time for Trey. Second down and 8. Coming up on the 4-minute mark here in this first half. Johnson passes a little high for the receiver, Floyd Jones, and then he was hit immediately by Cole Punicky. So Floyd Jones, a co-captain, unable to make the catch here.
Yeah, Floyd Jones, a senior wideout, trying to pull this one in and pick up some yardage, but that's a pass that you've got to throw down where he can get in and make a move.
Well, it looked like Will Berry The defensive lineman for Jesuit, one of their better defensive linemen at 6'4", 260 pounds, got his arm up there, and that forced John Johnson to probably put a little bit more air under that football. Karr is 2 for 4 on third down. This is 3rd and 8. Johnson all day again and complete. Can't give him, and then he loses the football. A scramble for it, but the Cougars get it. Wilred fell on top of it. There was a big hit there on the receiver, Xavier Owens, who's still down on the ground.
Xavier Owens made a good catch across the middle. You watch it here, he's a good catch, gets his hands up, and then I think he was down before the ball came out. Yeah,
you're right. You're probably right about that. But he took a pretty good hit
you
over the middle.
Watch his knees here. I think he's down, and then the ball comes out.
Poking that ball out was Adrian McSpadden, a junior with 32 tackles on the season. That's a 24-yard pass play on 3rd down and 8. They're able to help Owens up on his feet, and now he will trot off the field. 6'2", 160 pounds. So once he gets to Fresno, they're going to work to get some weight on that young man's body. But obviously a huge frame. He's their big play guy. Transfer from Narbonne High School over in California.
It's one of many exciting players they have at the skill position here at Edna Karr. You know, you would think that they'd all be kind of the same mold and look the same, but they're all different, have different body types. Some are tall, some are smaller, but they all have one thing in common. They've got really quick releases when they come off the line of scrimmage. When you watch them come against those defensive backs, they're very sharp when they're coming out of their breaks.
Macklin, the running back. Macklin, a huge hole here. Macklin all the way inside the 20-yard line. A Mack truck could have drove through that hole.
You watch the offensive line work here. I mean, they just open up a hole. There's nobody touches until he gets to the secondary.
They're inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Johnson led his receiver a little bit too much there. Raising Cane's, fill your game day the Cane's way. Big day of college football tomorrow, starting early, 11 a.m., LSU and Vanderbilt. And we have an injured Jesuit Blue Jay player down on the ground. Tulane and Army will take place at Ullman as well at 11 a.m. Homecoming over in Hammond is Southeastern Louisiana taking on Northwestern State.
We'll be up early watching football, eating bacon and eggs.
And moving on to the Raising Cane's.
Yep.
And then it all starts again next Thursday with the LHSAA game of the week. They had a good one last night. Very entertaining game between Northwest and Church Point, and they'll be back in the Acadiana area. They'll actually be in Crowley, Notre Dame, and Jennings for next week. And I believe the Rice Festival is ongoing in Acadia Parish. So big weekend out there.
Logan Boutte, number 92. I think he's up. I think he got up off the ground. He looks like he's okay.
There you take a look at Caden Adams, the center for Edna Karr, 6'3", 280. Zion Wesley, number 77. He's 6'4", 285. I mean, it is literally. I mean, it's close to like a Division II offensive line.
Yeah, they're all big guys, and you got three seniors and one junior up front, so they got some experience up there.
Macklin is the running back here with Johnson. 2:55 to go before halftime with Edna Karr up by 14. Good job that time by Jesuit to at least close the hole quickly. Will Berry got his hands on Macklin, but Macklin's so strong, still able to get about 5 yards there, and it's 3rd and 5.
Edna Karr team offensively, they just decide what they're going to run, and regardless of the down and distance situation, they just run it, whether it's a quick slant or turn around and hand it out to one of those tailbacks.
Cougars are 3 of 5 on 3rd down. Macklin staying into the football game. And then they run right up the middle again, and then you have a Jesuit player loses his helmet, Logan Booty.
Well, we got a flag on the play.
And I think it might be on Logan. Once you lose your helmet, you cannot, you got to get out of the play. You got to basically give yourself up. And you never know, it could be an offensive face mask in there as well. Let's watch it again. Legal hands to the face.
No foul.
No foul. How about that?
Yeah, he picked up the flag.
But there should have been a legal use of the hands there. That was hands to the face. But we continue.
This drive started back at the Edna Karr 2-yard line.
Yeah, good point. And now it's 4th down and 1. And again, the Cougars for sure going for it here. 2 for 2 on 4th down. We have whistles, and I think we have a timeout by Edna Karr.
Yeah, the play clock looked like it was winding down, and they just couldn't decide what they wanted to run. This is a big play.
So Edna Karr up by 14, looking for a few more points here. They'll conclude the schedule for Edna Karr. They'll be taking on Warren Easton next week, and then it's Curtis and Rummel to finish out the 2025 regular season. Let's send it down to Derry Beckwith, who has our special guest.
Don't have him yet. I don't have him yet.
Nope. Hold on a second. I jumped the gun there.
Well, I'll tell you, you look at the Edna Karr guys in the huddle there. They've got to be, Coach Brown has got to be excited about this drive. If they get this thing in the end zone, 90-plus yard drive, and they did it methodically. They just drove the ball down the field, didn't throw very many passes.
11-play, 88-yard drive. All right, now let's send it down to Derry Beckwith.
All right, guys, we've got the CEO of Inspire, NOLA Inspire Charter Schools here, Jamar. So just tell us a little bit more about Inspire NOLA, people at home who don't know about it. What's your vision and mission for the charter schools?
Well, Inspire NOLA Charter Schools is a network in New Orleans. Currently, we have 7 schools, 6,000 students that are here to impact the city through education to make sure all of our students have experiences and exposure to have excellent outcomes when it comes to education.
And talk about you guys' success for us academic, athletic. You guys have had tremendous upside in that. So talk more about that.
Well, athletics is an aspect of what our students are doing to be holistic students. Our schools are the top performing schools in New Orleans, and we have the highest parent demand. All of our 7 schools have either a letter grade of A, B, or C, but we also have top performing athletics that are performing throughout the state of Louisiana, doing great things, winning state championship, district championships, to make sure that our students are holistic as well as well-rounded.
At the end of the day, what do you want people to remember about Inspire NOLA?
Well, what I want people to remember, our community remember, that we're here to impact our community. We're here to make sure our students have an excellent education system. We're here to build education in our youth to make sure they have excellent opportunities. Our students are performing. Our students are doing some great things, and we're here to support them.
You're doing a great job, man. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir.
Well, a big part of New Orleans' recovery after Hurricane Katrina was the movement of the charter schools, and Inspire NOLA very much involved in that. A holding penalty has pushed this ball back to about the 20-yard line, 4th down and 11. Johnson has to get out of the pocket. Here's where he's so dangerous. Johnson trying to get to the 1st down marker, and Jesuit's going to get off the field here. A long drive, but no points at all for the Cougars.
Well, really surprising that Coach Brown didn't elect to kick a field goal here, but again, he's relying on his offense and just didn't pick up the 1st down, but he had the ball for a long time.
Good job defensively by the Jesuits. McKinley Perry, the sophomore, came up, made a play, forced Johnson to the sideline. So now here for Jesuit, you only got 1:29 on the clock. You're down by 14.
But you had some offensive success running the football, and do you stick with that?
Right.
And try to run the clock out, but I think offensively, that's where your most success came, was on the ground. So I think you have to use some of that in this drive.
So let's see what Sully Sullivan and company decide to do here.
I think the big thing for Jesuit is don't put the ball in harm's way. Don't turn it over.
They'll play it safe, and guess who was in the middle of that? Richard Anderson. Yeah, a nice little dance after he made the tackle. Jules Baptiste there too for Edna Karr. The defensive ends that Edna Karr always seems to have. They've got another good group of them here again this season.
It's surprising. Jesuits looking to take the play clock down again.
Yeah.
There's no hurry.
They are not in any hurry here. They'll say, hey, we're only down by 2 touchdowns to Edna Karr at half.
And Edna Karr gets the ball to start the second half. So.
Yep. But you're still kind of in the game here. I know, and heck, this could be a lot different if Jesuit, when they had the ball at the 2-yard line, scored. We've been talking about how Jesuit's right there. This game's for the taking, possibly.
Really surprised that Edna Karr didn't call a couple timeouts here.
Edna Karr, for so many years, dominated at the 4A level. A few years ago, they decided they wanted to play at the highest level in the Catholic League, and they've been very good playing in one of the toughest districts in America. And I don't think Jesuit's going to run another play, and that's going to end our first half.
Jesuit had 3 possessions in the first half. No scores on that. And you look at Edna Karr, they had 3 possessions. They got 2 touchdowns.
Sully Sullivan and the Blue Jays and Coach Ryan Manale find themselves down 14-0 against one of the best teams in the country. Edna Karr certainly looked like the real deal through the first 24 minutes. And Edna Karr will retrieve to what used to be right center field here at the Shrine on Airline. Meanwhile, Jesuit has the opportunity to go down into the locker room and try to figure out how to move the ball against this great Edna Karr defense. It is also homecoming tonight, so Jesuit will be introducing the homecoming court at halftime. Let's send it down to the field, though. First, Derry Beckwith has Bryce Brown.
Coach Brown, looks like Jesuit offensively in the first half down the game, but defense being locked in, staying disciplined.
Be disciplined and make open field tackles, too. We got penalties down here in the red zone. That's unacceptable. This game should be 21-0 right now, and we shouldn't be allowing big playability for a team who's just trying to run out the clock and run the ball inside. You know, we're in practices all week. We got to be more disciplined in the second half.
In the second half, what kind of adjustments do you think you want to make offensively?
Block and tackle.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Very simple there. It all comes down to blocking and tackling. And the Karr up by 14. Coach Bryce Brown believes they should be up by more than that. The Dudley DeBosier halftime show when we come back.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men, the first of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit ParticleMen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Halftime is brought to you by Dudley DeBosier. Injured? Put the ball in their hands and let them go to work for you. Demand Dudley DeBosier. At halftime from the Shrine on Airline, homecoming night, homecoming festivities as they introduce the homecoming court. The Jesuit Blue Jays trailing the Edna Karr Cougars 14-0. Last week it was the Catholic Invitational in cross country. The LHSAA Network's Spencer Verrett was there, and here's the recap of that exciting event.
The 50th annual Catholic High Invitational, rightfully named after the legendary Pete Boudreau, still in attendance to this day and cheering on the Bears. The weather was cool and the course was in great shape for some quick times. The winner for the boys' side was Brennan Robin with a time of 15:09, currently the top time in the state. The Parkway Junior made the long trip from Shreveport worth it.
I went out and it was pretty hot, but just led for most of the race until about the second mile, and Tyler passed me for a little bit, but I just, dug deep at the end and just got past him, got my kick in, and won the race, so I was happy about that. This is not the end result. There's a lot more to come. I'm still in full training, so this race I'm not running on fresh legs, but I'm still running PRs and stuff. So there's many seconds to take off, and I just want to keep winning. So yeah.
Following behind him was three-time defending state champ Tyler Blissett from Highland Baptist. Blissett in his senior year looking to go for the four-peat at state.
It went well. The plan going in was just to stay with the front with the leaders and just go from there, and I felt like I executed well. I'm hoping to win state again, of course, but just keep progressing and get faster. So.
And in the team standings, the lowest score going to the Brother Martin Crusaders and Coach Drew Harrow. Coach Harrow proud of the way his boys competed on the day to bring home first place.
This is a course, we run it a few times a year. Some of our guys, this was the first time for some of our top guys to run it today. And you know what you're going to get out of the course. And so year to year, it's super reliable. And like you said, you get some of the state's best every year. So it's a great data point for where we are this time of the year when we know we have about 5 weeks left to go.
On the girls' side, it was a tight race, but Parkview Baptist junior Lucy Kramer came out on top with a time of 18:01, just beating out Grace Keene from North Shore.
Yeah, I was really proud of my race. Last time I said I went out a little quick, so this time I went out a little smoother and then just tried to build into the race. And it was a really fun race with those girls right with me, and it pushed me, and I was really pleased with my time and my PR.
A special runner-up finish for Keene, who is out to celebrate her mom's birthday on the course.
Today was a really good race. I love competing with the faster girls. They really pushed me. I love pacing behind Lucy and Emma and all of them. We all push each other, so it's really awesome to compete with some of the best in the state. So it definitely brings the best out of us. I really love her so much. She means everything. She really has always supported me ever since I was a little kid. I ran with her growing up a little bit and community runs and all that, so I just really want to show some gratitude to her.
And leading the way in the team standings, none other than the Stickers from St. Joseph's. Mark LaHaye's squad continues their dominance at Highland Road Park.
They have been. We work to try to improve every week, and they were real excited about this meet. They all had, personal goals, where they wanted to place, where they wanted for time, and that kind of thing. With Catholic having the 3-mile marker, that really incentivized them to not just have the 5K time, so it was exciting for them to have a real 3-mile time too. And they all exceeded expectations, every one of them.
But the man with his face on the medals, Pete Boudreau, helped build Louisiana cross country into what it is today. We asked some of the coaches what Coach Boudreau means to them.
Well, Coach Boudreau, he's been pretty instrumental in my entire career. I first met him in 99-2000 when I was coaching at Our Lady of Mercy, and he was very supportive. Granted, like the boys in my school went to his school, so that was a plus. But then my son ran for Coach Boudreaux. So I've got a son that graduated Catholic High, ran for Coach Pete. So, I got to see both sides of it, a coaching mentor as well as, the coach of my son. So it was really cool.
Well, I feel a little spoiled because in some of my time as a college student at LSU, on the back end of my career, I volunteered with his program for a semester and got to learn from him a little bit and kind of see how he does things. And, man, that was as a young coach who's getting into the game, it was really nice to just see that he is as sincere as he comes across on the outside, just watching him, his daily goings on, and what a faithful man, a prayerful man, and all of that just emanates the culture, the program, and nothing but respect for Coach Boudreaux. And it's always fun to see him out here, and he's it's in his mannerisms. Hey man, how you doing? It's timeless.
So I visited with Pete this morning. I have a young assistant coach that used to run for me, and she goes, Coach, that's going to be you in 10 or 15 years. And I was like, that man has over 40 state titles. That is never going to be me. And so he's just a legend. And I think the coolest thing about him that people don't understand is when I started getting into coaching, he didn't know me at all, and I would just call Catholic High. He was the counselor. And he would answer the phone. He would take my questions. He would guide me. Like, he has picked me out over all these years, only see me once or twice a year, and always ask, how's the family? He knows things about me and my life. And, I mean, just to be somebody that's that invested, not in just his own team, but in everybody in the sport, is just amazing. Like, that's somebody we should all try to emulate.
Reporting for the LHSA Network, I'm Spencer Verrett.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Week 7 of the high school football season, and Edna Karr, the top team in Class 5A, leading Jesuit 14-0. Let's take a look back at the top plays for Week 6. It's called Pick 6, produced by the LHSAA Network.
Our Week 6 Pick 6 starts with number 1 of the Warriors of Hamilton Christian, prized recruit Javon Vital, who we first met at the Basketball State Championships and showed plenty of these moves, leading his team to a 55-13 blowout in a big matchup with Grand Lake. Pick 2 features 2 receivers, including another hoop star who just started playing football at Marksville. Check out number 5, Armani Benjamin, and number 4, Trez Davis of West Monroe. Benjamin, double covered, still gets a foot down, although they dropped a basketball-like decision to Gina, 62-46. And all Davis did with the Rebels' huge home win over Ash Knocking the Trojans from the ranks of the unbeaten was pile up 284 all-purpose yards, playing with a cast on his wrist on one of the biggest stages we'll see in the boot all season until we get to the Superdome. From big stages to big man touchdowns, our pick three, how about 290-pound defensive lineman Big Rod Johnson hauling in a TD pass in the waning moments of Parkway's thrilling win over Airline, 48-43. Pick four is all about quarterback play, picking out receivers wearing 4 and 5. Evangel's Peyton Pop Houston piled up 71 points at the expense of Captain Shreve, which was coming off a 10-point win over Airline. DeMarcus Evans and Charlie Abraham getting plenty of credit for getting themselves open, hauling in those grabs, and getting into the end zone. Country Day quarterback Hudson Wright finding 4, Curtis McAllister, the sophomore son of St. Star Deuce McAllister, and Kellen Brewer, who wears number 5 and dad coaches the Pelican, on his way to a second straight 7-touchdown passing game for a 57-22 win over Cohen. Wright missed the first 2 games of the season, but just like he missed the first 2 chances to handle this snap, he's recovered just fine on this play and 23 others, accounting for 24 TD passes in just 4 games. Pick 5, Alan Shaw III, the junior at the helm of the Shaw Eagles, leading a first-half offensive explosion against a very stout St. James defense, tossing a touchdown pass after setting it up with his legs, then going back to the well with another slashing run for a Shaw TD. They were up 21-0 early second quarter and held on to beat the Wildcats 24-20. And from one number 6 to another number 6, we go for pick 6. Ruston's Bearcats were ready for unbeaten Ouachita Parish, but they might not have conquered the 5-0 Lions without a huge target, Ahmad Hudson, starting to return to health after being sidelined by injury, setting up a touchdown on one play and then towering over a would-be defender to take it across the goal line. Ruston edging the Lions by a touchdown, 21-14. With the Week 6 Pick 6, I'm Steve Schneider.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
The Edna Karr Cougars leading the Jesuit Blue Jays at halftime, 14-0, as Edna Karr looking to go 7-0 on the season. Jeff Bormo and Greg Bowser from the Shrine on Airline. Jesuit trying to keep this one close. Very methodical on offense. That's probably the easiest way to say it. They're not looking to run any up-tempo here, trying to play keep away basically. But nearly a flawless first half there for Edna Karr, other than not scoring a touchdown before halftime, or else they'd be up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, Edna Karr had 3 possessions. They got 2 touchdowns out of it.
Right.
And that's big for them. For Jesuit, on the other hand, it's pretty obvious. They want to slow it down, spread it out, just make sure they can limit the number of touches that Edna Karr has. It seemed to be working. Jesuit was right down there, right knocking on the door, and they just couldn't get in. They had the ball all the way to the 2-yard line, and they couldn't get in. And here's Edna Karr on the driving the football in their first possession.
Trey Garrison has looked really good here tonight, running strong. The nickel state commitment, getting the ball down into the goal line here, and then he'll find his way into the end zone. That gave Edna Karr a 7-0 lead. John Johnson continuing to just run the football. And this is the thing about Edna Karr this year. They're much more 50-50 run-pass because they are leaning on this offensive line and their running backs. Jesuit was able to stop them on that play. But Johnson still just a terrific quarterback, finding Xavier Owens for the touchdown catch. Jesuit got something going here a little bit. A pass caught by Roman Larray. And then here on 4th down, ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. Back to the ground game on this 3rd drive of the first half for Edna Karr, but a holding penalty negated what looked to be a touchdown, and then John Johnson here on 4th down, unable to pick up the first down on 4th and long. Jesuit able to keep them out of the end zone on that final drive for Edna Karr. Here's a look at your Cox Fast stats.
Well, you look at first downs. I mean, Edna Karr is dominating 12-4. The big one for me is you look at the rushing yards. Only 9 yards on the ground for Jesuit. They've got to improve on that. And Edna Karr, 237 yards of total offense, while holding Jesuit to 158. That's a big one. And the penalty issues. Only 2 penalties for Edna Karr. This is not a bad game.
Cox Fast Stats, giving football fans all the latest stats courtesy of Cox. Learn more at cox.com/internet. This halftime brought to you by Dudley DeBosier. Injured? Put the ball in their hands and let them go to work for you. Demand Dudley DeBosier. Second half coming up from the Shrine on Airline.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction. That's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Hi folks, welcome back. If you or someone you know has been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you now suffer from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you could be entitled to significant cash compensation. Rob, who should be calling in right now?
Just like you said, Paula, if you or someone you know have been exposed to the weed killer Roundup and you are now suffering from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, you may be entitled to significant compensation.
Thanks, Rob. Take action and call now.
Karr Band entertaining the folks here in the Shrine on Airline Friday Night Football. As they have turned this former baseball stadium into a place for high school football games every Friday night. John Curtis plays a lot of their home games here as well. And it's homecoming night for Jesuit. Edna Karr will get the ball to begin the second half. Up 14-0, and I would imagine Edna Karr would. Goal here is obviously score a touchdown, get up by 21, and really make this difficult for Jesuit.
We'll see. I'll assume Jesuit will continue to try to stretch the game out.
Yeah.
Slow play it and run the clock down. See if they, for the coaches of Jesuit, they've got to be happy. They're within 14 points of this team. I mean, that's for them. That's a moral victory. They wanted to stay close. And hopefully they can get something going offensively.
Ethan Cabos, who made 3 field goals last week. Oh, an onside kick here. Ball on the ground. Jesuit thinks they have it. And the Karr thinks they have it as well. Pretty good scrum here at the 45.
It looks like Edna Karr came up with the ball. That's a big gamble because now you're giving the ball in midfield.
Well, each team thinks they have the football. Boy, what a battle here for this ball. The referee's trying to. Jesuit. I see it there. I see it right there. There's a Jesuit player who has it, and there's a Karr player who has it. I think Karr's got it. Yep. Should be Karr football, I think, after they figure this one all out. No, they're going to give it to Jesuit. How about that? Even though a Karr player came away out of the pile, as Wellington Cornyn was holding on to the football when it came out of the pile, they give it to Jesuit, so the Blue Jays will get possession here to begin the second half down by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and Coach Brown's as surprised as we are. He's on the field. He wants an explanation of how did they get the ball to Jesuit on that one.
Let's send it down to the field and Terry Beckwith.
Guys, talking to Jesuit at halftime, they were saying that people expect them to be getting blown on a half, and they are really confident going to the second half. Obviously, you see them with the onside kick. So talking to the head coach, he did say expect them to take a lot more risk in the second half. So let's see if they can put a drive together and get some points on the board.
I bet you they're going to try to throw one downfield here. See if they can try to capitalize on this newfound momentum. Sullivan, he does throw down the field, and the receiver well covered. Let's take a look at the recovery on the onside kick as we'll watch it again. How does Jesuit get their hands on this thing? Man. So I would guess that was Cole Punicky, who was down at the bottom of the pile there, that had it. Best starting field position of the night for Jesuit. 2nd down and 10 here for Sully Sullivan. Sullivan was 6 of 9 for 49 yards in that first half, and here they go again. A unique formation, nearly the entire offensive line, and now they set up the screen, so they got some blockers. This is Burks stretching for that first down marker. Nope, that was not Burks, excuse me, that's Hayes Medier, who's got 16 catches on the season, the junior. Nice job there by Medier to get it close to the first down marker.
Just a quick screen out there to Medier, and he's got some blockers in front of him. He almost gets the first down.
Medier's got some good hands. He's getting better every week, according to Coach Ryan Manelli. So 3rd down and 2. This is 4-down territory here for Jesuit. Pitch, look out, and no chance there. Unblocked defender did not give them an opportunity. That was Jermichael Quinn who made the tackle.
Well, that's a big play because now instead of it being 4th down and about 2, it's going to be 4th down and about 8. That's a big play.
Yeah, that is a big play.
Jesuit leaves his offense out there on 4th down. And
might as well. Got absolutely nothing to lose here. 0 for 1 on 4th down.
I think he's going to do a quick kick here.
Got to watch the fake as well. Again, Edna Karr probably trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. Yeah, they're going to throw it. And it's caught, but it's going to be shy of the first down. Edna Karr, you can throw them all the eye candy you want. Kevin Martin makes a nice tackle there on the man who ended up catching the football. Benjamin Neff, his 16th catch of the season, but it's not enough for a first down.
No, this is good play on the defensive side here. You got man-to-man coverage, and nobody gets out of their lanes. Everybody picks up their man and stop them short for the first down.
So Edna Karr now takes over at the 36-yard line. That big offensive line for the Cougars. Good job by the Edna Karr defense. Trey Garrison in the backfield, 93 yards rushing and a touchdown in that first half. Johnson to throw it. Again, all day. Goes deep. And just a little bit too far for Xavier Owens.
Xavier Owens had a step on his defender that time. I thought he was going to pull that one in. That was
Man, did Johnson throw that one?
You watch Johnson unload on this one. I mean, it's just a little overthrown.
Yeah, that's not a bad pass. Good coverage, though, by McKinley Perry. He was right there with Xavier Owens. So Edna Karr was looking to get a big play in the first play of the second half. Johnson out. Will run it. Garrison's a blocker for him. And he's close to the first down.
It might be about a yard short, but that's a good. When you can have your quarterback just tuck it and run and pick up 9 yards, that's not bad.
And he slid. He could have gotten the first down if he just kept running. He's actually going to be 3rd down and 2. Johnson throws. It's complete. The receiver stays on his feet to pick up the first down, just enough. Jesuit, nice job defensively, but not good enough to keep Xavier Owens from picking up the first down. Or was that Anthony Thomas? Excuse me, that's Anthony Thomas with the catch, and that's going to be a Guarantee Bank first down. Guarantee Bank, we know community.
It's a big offensive series, I think, for Edna Karr. If they can put the ball in the end zone, I think it's going to have to change the game plan of Jesuit.
Garrison gets his first carry the second half, and waiting for him was Harry Irwin, who had a really nice first half. Loss of a couple yards in that first half.
Watch Irwin here. He's from 15. He's just going to come off linebacker. He read it, got out there, made the play.
In that first half, Edna Karr averaged 7.6 yards a play. Jesuit just 3 yards a play. 2nd down and 12. They bring pressure. Here comes Garrison. And again, great tackle by Harry Irwin. Only a gain of 2. So you got Edna Karr in the right spot, 3rd down and 10. Bryce Brown talked about it with us. A lot of teams, especially when they get to 3rd and long, they like blitzing Edna Karr. They figure you got to come after Johnson. So far, Johnson's had a lot of time to throw the football tonight.
Well, the thing about blitzing Johnson is if you blitz him and you miss, and he comes out of there, you got man coverage behind you, he can run a long way before anybody realizes he's out of the pocket.
We've played 4 minutes in the second half. Cougars still up by 14. Johnson zips one open over the middle. That's Xavier Owens. First down into Jesuit territory. Check that, Anthony Thomas, excuse me. He makes the catch, his second catch of the second half. And the 5'9", 165-pounder will move the chains here for Edna Karr. Again, no pressure on Johnson.
No pressure on him, and the receiver just runs a quick in route, and he's wide open.
Now Garrison, a big hole. Garrison all the way inside the 20-yard line before McKinley Perry got him down to the turf. And the Cougars are knocking on the door once again as they are back inside the Raising Cane's red zone. Raising Cane's. Feel your game day the Cane's way. Garrison taken down that time by Adrian McSpadden. Got about 6.
They get a good shot at the big offensive line that Edna Karr has. They're just leaning on the defense right now.
Macklin is the running back now for the Cougars. Owens, the wide receiver, on the near side. Macklin gets the carry. Macklin inside the 5 before he stood up. Got a Blue Jay a little slow to get up. That's Chase Cooper.
Watch Macklin inside here. It looks like there's no place for him to go, and all of a sudden he comes out with a couple of yards. And it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders to get him to the ground.
And sophomore linebacker Harry Irwin not afraid here tonight going up against Edna Karr. Flag in the back of the end zone. I wonder if they have too many players on the field for Jesuit. Seems like it.
Yep, too many people on the field.
So Chris Forcade, our referee. It has not been a busy night here tonight for this crew. I think that's only our 3rd penalty of the night. And that should be Macklin getting into the end zone, and that's a touchdown for the Cougars, and they're up by 20 now.
It's an interesting score because now we'll see how this Jesuit team plays now that they're down by 20 and 21 points. See if they continue to play it slow and methodical offensively.
Extra points, and that is no good by Glenn Gurley. So we stay at 20-0. Halfway through in the 3rd quarter, Macklin gets into the end zone as the Cougars are up by 20.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Beautiful night in the New Orleans area. We're over in Metairie tonight at the Shrine on Airline where the Edna Karr Cougars on their way to a 7-0 start as they lead at 20-0 over Jesuit. 10-play, 64-yard drive, 3 minutes and 49 seconds off the clock. Much more of a methodical Edna Karr offense, not as many big plays. They've had 4 drives tonight, and all 4 drives have been 9 plays or more. 9 plays on the first drive, then 10 on the second, 12 on the third, and actually resulted in no points. And they're a 10-play drive for Edna Karr, who's up by 20. And again, Glenn Gurley, who is the punter for Edna Karr, handling the kicking duties tonight as Ryan Castillon must be unavailable to play in this game. Gurley makes sure they're set. Short kick. Taken at the 21 by Burks. Burks weaving through that Edna Karr kickoff coverage team, and he got across the 30. Jair Burks won the state championship in the 100 and 200-meter hurdles. Fastest time in school history, and he's really good with the ball in his hands. He's got 3 touchdowns on the year. Excellent return man for Jesuit. So Ryan Manali and the Blue Jays will try again here offensively. Had an opportunity after recovering the onside kick. Jesuit, after this game, they will look forward to playing John Curtis, so it doesn't get very much easier here for the Blue Jays. Then they'll finish it up taking on Rummel and then Warren Easton. from the 32.
Has that special alignment they get where they shift half the team to one side, and I think they try to slow down the pass rush on this, Jeff, so they can't get the ball out there.
High snap to Sullivan. Sullivan now will just throw it deep, trying to get it to Burks. Instead, it's going to be easily intercepted. Aiden Hall, the LSU commitment, back the other way. Hall gets hit hard but stays on his feet before finally going out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Aiden Hall, his second interception of the season. And the other interception came against St. Aug. And again, just trying to, Derry talked about it with Ryan Manali after halftime. They were going to try to take some more chances, but that time Burks basically outran the arm of Sully Sullivan.
Well, Hayden Hall, he was just waiting for the football to come down. He had the perfect defense in that time. They had two safeties back, making sure nobody got behind them.
That's a 35-yard return by Hall, a four-star prospect.
Edna Karr down, knocking on the door again.
Yep. I don't think they'll go 10 plays this time. Johnson over to Garrison. Garrison, good job by the Blue Jays defense to pursue, but Garrison so tough to bring down. Got it all the way to the 22-yard line. Very close to another first down for the Cougars.
I tell you, the Jesuit defense has been out there for
the
entire third quarter here. 5 and a half minutes ago.
Yeah, that's the bad thing there when you try to make the play, a big play. You just saw Edna Karr have the ball for a 10-play possession, and then you turn it back over on the first play of your possession. But Edna Karr has not been in a hurry to run offensive plays here tonight, too. They've taken their time. Garrison over the 100-yard mark, 137 yards rushing. Johnson pump fakes, goes to the end zone, has a man, caught at the goal line, touchdown! Touchdown Cougars! And making the grab, that's Anthony Thomas, who's had a nice second half tonight for Edna Karr. His third grab of the second half. Nice throw by Johnson.
Well, this pass, when Johnson threw it, it almost looked like the man was covered, and all of a sudden it came open and got a touchdown. That's a quick strike for Edna Karr.
Just when I said they haven't been much of a big strike or quick strike team, but here they are on this drive.
Yeah, he just throws it up and gives his man a chance to make the catch.
22-yard play. That time the ball sneaks through the left upright. And Edna Karr now extends its lead to 27-0. 4:57 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back after this.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Back at the Shrine on Airline, it is 27-0. Edna Karr leading. Jesuit starting to pull away now on the Blue Jays. Two-play, 31-yard drive. A touchdown pass from John Johnson to Anthony Thomas. Got to thank Jesuit for allowing us to broadcast this game tonight. And for the man that leads Jesuit High School, Father John Brown, and he is standing by with Derry Beckwith.
Father John Brown, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm looking at the sideline of Jesuit. I see a big slogan. It says men of faith, men for others. What does that mean for Jesuit?
For Jesuit High School, that means that our young men understand themselves as having a purpose in their life, and that purpose, informed by their faith, tells them to be great men for the sake of other people, right? To achieve high, but to do that for the sake of other people and not for yourself.
And talk to us about what type of work these guys do in the community to show their leadership skills, show that servanthood mentality.
Sure. I think one of the hidden things about Jesuit High School is how much service we do. We have over 25,000 hours every year of service out in the community. Our seniors work for about 100 hours their senior year of community service. Every Thanksgiving, we hand out close to 700 Thanksgiving baskets to people in the neighborhood. There's just a whole lot of work that goes into giving these guys an experience of serving others.
All right, I have a 1-year-old son, a long ways away, but why should I send him to Jesuit High School?
Well, Jesuit High School is a very high-performance school. If you want to see your son get pushed academically, get pushed spiritually, get pushed athletically, in all these different ways, Jesuit High School is going to help get him where he needs to be.
I appreciate your time. Make sure you give me the top of the list before in the road. That sounds good? All right, appreciate your time.
Father John Brown, he has been the president of Jesuit High School in New Orleans since 2020. Impressive young man who also has a background as a website developer and an artist. And Edna Karr really starting to take control of this football game. Kevin Martin, who had such a big first quarter, making a whole bunch of tackles, makes one right there for another loss here as Blue Jays at this point recognizing, boy, it's tough sledding against this Edna Karr defense.
Well, and the defense now can just pin their ears back and come after them, after this Jesuit offense.
So 2nd down and 12.
Jesuit again taking the play clock down to just about 2 seconds.
Pressure coming on Sullivan, and they finally got to him. First sack of the night. A host of Cougars got back there. Ronell Kindell, along with Jermichael Quinn. There you take a look at Richard Anderson. He wasn't part of that, but he was double-teamed, was Anderson. And that allowed Jermichael Quinn to get back there quickly, along with Romeo Brown.
Hey, you go up 27-0, and all of a sudden you can play differently on the defensive side now. You can pin your ears back and come after the quarterback.
Man, this is 3rd down and a long way to go.
We'll see if Edna Karr decide to bring pressure. Last time there was 3rd and long, they came in, they rushed 3 and dropped 8.
Pass is complete. Larray made the catch to the 14. Michael Quinn, along with Eldrick Cambris, who has an offer from Auburn and Southern Miss. Number 21 there making the tackle. No Torrance Sanders tonight. He's hurt. So here you got a guy in Cambris who's not even starting, and he's got an offer from an SEC school. That gives you an idea of the depth that Edna Karr has.
I've been impressed with the speed that they have at the skill position and the size that they have inside both offensive and defensive lines. I mean, they're really big inside, and they create problems. They create matchup problems for your offensive line.
Michael Cerruti will punt from his own goal line here. Gets a high punt off. Long run, and running out of bounds was Gregory Willard. John Curtis leading Brother Martin 24-3 in the 3rd quarter. Zachary is losing to Liberty 32-24. Wow. That would be a huge win there for Liberty if they're able to take down the Broncos.
I don't get too excited. Still 3rd quarter.
Still 3rd quarter.
Still 3rd quarter.
Brewerton, David Brewerton, the head coach at Zachary, could get him going. Run here by Garrison. Garrison hit by 2 Blue Jay defenders. And great rivalry game in Ascension Parish. EA and Santima all tied up at 21 in the 3rd quarter, as you saw Christian Hebert, a junior, one of the defenders that made a tackle there. So look at John Johnson. One of the things that Bryce Brown has really liked about him is how well he's adapted this season. You know, last year had all those playmakers with Teron Francis, Oliver Mitchell. Now it's a whole new group of wide receivers, and he continues to run the offense nearly flawlessly. Mackley only got a couple of yards there, 3rd and long. It's the 100th meeting of Neville and Ruston, and Neville up big over Ruston, 30 30-13 in the third quarter.
Yeah, you talk about John Johnson and the way he's run the offense. The thing the coaches liked about him is the fact that, again, he's settled in. He doesn't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
He gets him in and out of the huddle, gets him in the right lineup. He makes really good decisions.
5 of 7 is Karr. That time they brought the blitz. Nearly got to him. Floyd Jones now got tripped up as he got to the 31, but enough for a first down. Zachary Freelow made what might have been a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yeah, Floyd Jones just goes out in the flat. Nobody's around him, and once he makes this catch, he looks like he's going to stop him short of the first down, but again, he's able to pick it up. And
14-yard play. And Karr running the ball again. Stopped, though, as Anthony Thomas behind the line of scrimmage. Jack McGuire, one of the defenders there for Jesuit.
Jack McGuire, one of Jesuit defensive backs, did a good job of coming in and making a tackle.
Coach Ryan Manali believes he could play college football. He's a junior, has a lot of upside still. Also a good basketball player is McGuire. 2nd down and 12 now for Edna Karr. Might be the final play of the third quarter. Johnson will just give it to Garrison. Garrison's got some room. Garrison, though, good open. Well, he stays on his feet to get to the 25. He'll be a few yards shy of the first down. 3rd down coming up for Edna Karr. The Cougars scored a couple touchdowns in the third quarter. Take firm control of this game. They lead at 27-0 from the Shrine on Airline on a Friday night in the New Orleans area.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Do you want a full body workout that stretches, strengthens, and builds your cardio? Then I have a solution for you. Hi, I'm Leslie Sokol, the creator and founder of the Adult Dance and Fitness TV show for the young at heart. Join in with me weekly on your YurView channel and get a great workout. Check your local TV listings. Let's get fit together.
And the Karr leading Jesuit 27-0 as we head into the fourth quarter. Jeff Palermo, Greg Bowser, and Terry Beckwith with you. Homecoming night for Jesuit, but we knew this was going to be a tough night going up against Edna Karr. Let's bring in Terry Beckwith. Terry, what's impressed you the most about this Cougars team? Well, there's a look at Coach Bryce Brown. Let's see. Terry's kind of right in front of the Edna Karr band. Might not be able to hear us.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 4. Let's watch this play first. Johnson pump fakes. Now he'll run it. Johnson stays on his feet to get the first down, and then is angled out of bounds at around the 13-yard line.
Now that's that added dimension. If it's not there, he wanted to throw the quick slant. It wasn't there. Pull it down and just pick up the first down with his legs.
All right, I think we got Derry. Derry is right there on the right at the line of scrimmage there for Edna Karr. What impresses you the most about this Cougars team?
I think the most impressive thing is that these guys hold themselves accountable, and the coaches don't have to. I saw something interesting. All the defensive unit was at the table watching film themselves. No coach, no assistant coach, no position coach, and these guys were breaking down film amongst themselves. And I asked Bryce Anderson, I said, do you guys do this on a regular basis? He said, yep. Yeah. So they do this all the time, and that shows you that no matter how talented they are, they never get complacent. They never let each other down. They hold each other accountable. And I've never seen that in high school where the actual players are breaking down film themselves. Extremely impressive.
Well, John Johnson, the quarterback for Edna Karr, he is a film rat. I mean, he watches a lot of film. But this is a football factory. Greg, and the expectations are high. They were dominant last year, and they're expected to win it again this year.
I like the way they Derek kind of touched on it, the way they hold each other accountable.
Yeah.
And if you watch them run their offense and the defense, everybody knows their job and everybody's hustling to the football.
Look at Bryce Brown's sweatshirt that he's wearing. It says required. And this is Macklin, who's got one rushing touchdown, making it 2. As Edna Karr continues to pour it on, a 10-yard run by Macklin. And it's 33-0, Edna Karr.
Yeah, I mean, Edna Karr, they've got a lot of intangibles, but let's not forget they've got a lot of talent.
Yes.
I mean, you look at these guys, we saw them coming in warm-ups, and all of a sudden you knew this was a different team.
Just a big hole over there.
Big offensive line, big defensive lineman.
And the Karr averages 42 points a game. They may get there. After all, the extra point is good. When Karr played American Heritage in week 2 in the Superdome, that almost looked like 2 colleges playing. American Heritage, one of the best high school football teams out of the state of Florida. And there they go. They go back to watch the video and check themselves out and see how Jesuits defend them. And 34-0. Let's step aside here for a second to hear from our sponsors.
Brought to you by Guidry's Catfish, feeding your family like ours since 1976. OSPT, Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, helping you move freely, live fully. Elevation Station, a place for non-stop action and family fun. And by Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Bryce Brown, he's not an animated coach, that's for sure. Stoic on the sidelines, if you would, but man, what a father figure he is for all these football players, for Edna Karr and what he has meant to hundreds of young men.
I had a chance to talk to him right before the game. He's on the sideline, and didn't very few words. I mean, he said, I asked him, was his team ready? He said, well, we're going to see. We're supposed to be. They should be. I mean, he was just, he felt confident about where they were and felt that if everybody played the way he's capable of playing, they shouldn't have an issue. And you see why. I mean, he's got the talent. It's just a matter of he got the talent. He keeps them, prepares them mentally. They came out sharp tonight.
His simple approach may really work with especially high school football players, right, Greg?
Yes.
Some coaches really try to overanalyze things and try to put a lot, stuff the playbook with a whole bunch of stuff. It's Burks on the return, but he keeps it very, very simple. When I asked him this week, what are your keys for you to win this game? He's like, however we need to win it, that's how we're going to win it. I mean, it's not rocket science to him.
No, and it's a good way to coach. And you can do that when 90% of the time when you go into a game, you've got the most talent.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. He's got.
And it'll be interesting to see when the Division I brackets come out. I mean, this is going to be the top seed for sure, Edna Karr, unless they really stumble against somebody. But you look at the bracket and you figure, Curtis is going to be there. Catholic High, I think, is their toughest competition. Wouldn't count out Alexandria Senior High, but as it stands right now, with this being week 7 of the high school football season, it'd be a shocker if they go to the Dome and Edna Karr ends up losing.
Yeah, Edna Karr, if they stay healthy.
Yep.
It's going to be one of whoever they play, it'll be a great game.
They'll face a couple of good tests at the end of the season when they face Curtis and Rummel to wrap up the regular season. Pass complete to the near side. The Rummel-Karr game, week 10, final week of the regular season, will be on the LHSA network on a Thursday night. And you'll be able to watch it also on YurView, the LHSA network games appearing on YurView, Cox Cable Channel 4, as you look at Coach Ryan Manali. That couple weeks ago really suffered a tough loss to Brother Martin. In high school football, when you lose, I don't know, it just seems like it stings a lot worse on the high school level as they run the football here and nothing happening there at all. As Nigel Marshall and a bunch of other Cougars there to make the tackle, including Rennell Kindell. But when you lose a high school football game on a last-second field goal, that just seems to sting a little bit more because it's high school. And you don't have in the NFL, you see game-winning field goals all the time at the end of the game. But that was a tough loss a few weeks back for Jesuit against Brother Martin.
It's fourth down. I think Jesuit's going to let the play clock go down, but I think the decision, they're going to go ahead and punt it. One of the things I like about this Edna Karr team is, Jesuit showed them some different offensive sets, and yet Edna Karr didn't get rattled. They stayed and played their base defense and was able to shut it down.
So we will take a break here. 9:33 to go in this one. Edna Karr up 34-0.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Back on the Shrine on Airline is Edna Karr. Another dominating performance tonight. 34-0 over the Jesuit Blue Jays tonight. Jeff Palermo and Greg Bowser as we got 9:33 to go in this fourth quarter. It's been a fantastic performance by Edna Karr. I think a mark of a good football team, Greg, is even though when people expect you to win, that you don't take the foot off the gas. You go out there and take it to them.
Yeah, what I like about this Edna Karr team is that, one, they've got the talent, and two, they're very disciplined in their play. They know what they're doing, and they're confident in what they do. Jesuit came out, gave them some assignments, different looks, and for a while was playing and moving the football on. Jesuit had a 1st and goal down here at the 2-yard line going in. It never fazed this team. Edna Karr stayed in it, was able to stop and get the ball back. And now they enjoy a 34-0 lead.
And they have their backup quarterback into the football game. Forrest Johnson is in there. They got a lot of reserves in the football game. As not only do they have Forrest Johnson in there, they got a new running back as well. As I think it's Jiren. Is that Jiren Jones who's getting a chance here to carry? Nothing happening there as Jesuit. But still, he got the first down on 3rd and short.
Well, you get a chance to play a lot of players in this game and get a lot of experience. And I get a first down on that one. That's a big play for this Edna Karr offense.
Guarantee Bank first down at Guarantee Bank. We know community. The 25-yard line now. And Jesuit now being able to feast a little bit. Harry Irwin, I've been really impressed with this young man. He's a junior. He's giving it all here tonight. Watch him hunt the football. Good job. Able to bring down the ball carrier fairly quickly behind the line of scrimmage. Wellington Coring, the running back there for Karr. And another completion over the middle. And the ball comes out and Jesuit's got it. They forced a fumble. That's not going to make Bryce Brown too happy at all, as it was recovered by Jesuit's Julian Alvarado, the sophomore linebacker. Nice job by the Blue Jays. They're still battling here tonight, and Zachary Freeloop forced it out.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Well, let's take a look at this turnover here. And you just got to love the fight here from Jesuit. I mean, one of the things that Ryan Manale talked about as Freelou forces his second fumble of the season. He just talked about the fight that he has seen from his team. A snap off the quarterback's helmet, but somehow Jesuit gets it back. The quarterback, who's a new quarterback into the football game, was not anticipating the snap there coming to him.
Yeah, he's still calling signals out.
Hayes Ponder snapped it to the quarterback, who is Garrett Jordan, a junior out there. 2nd down and 13. That was a loss. Well, loss of 3, loss of 4. So Jesuit going to their backups as well.
Jesuit just trying to get some breathing room so they can get the ball out of the end zone.
Delgan Massey for Edna Karr, number 94. This backup defensive lineman looked just as good as the starters. Kamal Martin also there. 3rd down and long.
Well, the thing that was impressive, one of the impressive things about Edna Karr was the size of those defensive linemen. They come in with the backup defensive line, and they're just as big.
So on 3rd and 13, just try to play it safe. Don't do anything crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it over deep in your own territory.
Well, for Jesuit, I think at this point is you knew this was going to be a tough game. You just, again, one of the things that Ryan Manale wanted to see tonight, and he has seen it, he wanted to see a clean football game. They have not turned it over. They have not committed many. Have they committed? They've committed just 1 penalty. You just don't want to see a sloppy performance, and that's exactly what he's been able to get here tonight.
Yeah, and that and the fact that you keep them, the kids keep hustling, they keep playing, they keep pushing, keep trying to fight to stay in the ball game.
Actually, there was that one turnover when they tried to throw the ball deep. This is not a good punt. That's about as.
That's pretty bad. It's going to be inside the 5.
Yeah, I can't.
That's not what he wanted. There's another way to say that one.
Yeah, I can't sugarcoat that one. And Cerruti's done a great job punting the football tonight, but that one, whoa, boy.
Finally.
So what, a 3-yard punt?
Yeah, you got
Tommy
him out to
Cooper,
about the
our
7-yard line.
statistician, is 2
yards.
2 yards. Yeah. And he's. All right, we'll watch this one again. Cerruti will not have that one on his reel tape, that's for sure.
I think Cerruti was worried about the rush.
That'll hurt your average on the because he had a 40-plus yarder earlier in the game.
That hurts more than the average.
Yeah, it hurts your pride a little bit, doesn't it?
A little bit.
At the 7, 1st and goal. On the run and into the end zone for the touchdown. For Edna Karr, that was Rogers Gaines getting into the end zone, and it's now 40-0.
Gaines on just a little end around, made it look easy.
Glenn Gurley will try the extra point. And that one's right through the uprights. We'll watch this one again as Coach Bryce Brown no longer needs the headsets anymore. And nice little jet sweep here for Rogers Gaines into the end zone.
Breaks 2 tackles and gets to the end zone.
Yep. Let's take a look at what we'll have for you next week. This should be a fun one. St. Charles Catholic and Belle Chase. Comets have had an outstanding season this year. Tonight, got an interesting game tonight. They are playing Legacy School. And the quarterback at Legacy, they're out of Texas, is apparently the #1 player in the state of Texas. So 41-0. Should be a running clock after this kickoff.
At 5:14, I think you're going to. For Edna Karr, I'm sure they're going to probably get some of their backups in, get some people some experience. And
actually, I think they need to get to 42 for the running clock. This is Ashton Bourgeois on the return. Let's take a look at our J&J exterminating defensive play of the game. Jesuit had a chance to cut a 14-0 deficit in half. They had a 4th down inside the 5, and a great job deflecting the pass by Edna Karr's Ronell Kindell. And that is our J&J exterminating defensive play of the game. J&J Exterminating, Louisiana's largest independently owned pest control company, shielding homes for over 65 years.
Now, Jeff, on that same drive, Edna Karr had 2 passes that they knocked down.
Yes, it was on back-to-back plays.
Yep.
Yeah, probably could have shown them both as your plays of the game. Running the football for the Blue Jays there, that is Brock Pruitt. 13 carries, 48 yards coming into the season for the senior. Got a yard on that play. Ryan Manali, he is one of the best coaches in the area. I know this is a tough result tonight here for Jesuit.
Yeah, I think he just came into a little outmanned here against this Edna Karr team.
Season got off to a great start. They beat Jesuit College Prep School in Texas 31-6. They beat Edie White. That's a big win in week 2, 24-21. Handled Bonneville 52-0. And then week 4, that was the tough loss to Brother Martin, losing on the last-second field goal. They bounced back from that and beat Holy Cross by 8. They had a couple touchdown runs from Sully Sullivan in that game. Then lost to St. Aug 46-23, and then here tonight on the wrong end of a blowout. But still running hard, still playing hard. And Coach Manali said he was not going to be worried about the score here tonight, just wanted to see the execution. And for the most part, it's been there. I mean, they just execution, meaning they've done what they can try to do. It's just you're going up against an ultra-talented football team.
Yeah, this Edna Karr team's got talent everywhere. They got good speed on both sides of the ball and very well coached and very disciplined guys.
Pass is going to be incomplete there, so it'll be 3rd down. Good pressure once again here from Edna Karr's Edward Daly.
Edna Karr getting to play a lot of young guys who were not in before.
Well, so they are running the clock here.
We're inside of 3 minutes to go in this ball game.
Yep.
So third and 6.
Jesuit just 2 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. Karr is 7 of 10. And then Karr is converted a couple times on 4th down, too.
Yeah, 70% on 3rd down is not bad.
If Vanderbilt does that tomorrow, Greg, then it's going to be a long day for LSU. That'll be my prediction. Let's take a look at our Guidry's Catfish catch of the game. Deep pass here from Johnson, and hanging on despite the big hit, Anthony Thomas. Guidry's Catfish catch of the game. Guidry's Catfish, feeding your family like ours since 1976. I mean, and Anthony Thomas is like he's the fourth wide receiver on this team, and he's making plays for it.
Well, you know, when it's going right, it's going right.
Yeah.
And this Edna Karr team has got a lot. They've got a lot of talent and a lot of guys who can make plays for them.
Pass is incomplete.
You know, who would have thought this game, I mean, you looked at the first quarter, this was a relatively close game, and, you know, Jesuit was staying right there with them. But then about midway through the second quarter, you saw flashes of what Edna Karr can do in a hurry.
Zachary losing to Liberty 38-24. Injuries have really haunted Jesuit. You know, losing Taylor Norton. They might get him back. He was the starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Might get him back for the postseason. John Curtis leading Brother Martin 31-10 in the fourth quarter. They also had Zyron Forstall, who was expected to be a big-time player on defense. He transferred to IMG in the summertime. They lose Austin Guidry. So, tough. You know, they got a good group of wide receivers, but just not enough here tonight. Bryce Brown, another victory. I mean, the win-loss percentage for this guy, he's now 121-18 as a head coach in his 11th season for Edna Karr. Looking ahead to next week, for us, again, it'll be St. Charles Catholic and Belle Chase. Belle Chase has been awesome this season. Coming into tonight's action, they've only allowed 13 points. They're undefeated on the year. For Edna Karr, it says it's required with a K instead of a Q. Really good performance by Coach Bryce Brown's team as they win it easily tonight over Jesuit, 41-0. As they look for another Catholic League district title. We'll be back after this here on Game Time.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now as the time to file a claim for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
Edna Karr showing why they're one of the best teams, not only in the state of Louisiana, but really in the country. I mean, it's hard to imagine there to be another football team in this country that can really compete with Edna Karr. They still got a lot of work to do as far as winning another state championship and going back-to-back. Took care of business tonight. And the guy that stirs the drink for this Edna Karr team is John Johnson. And he is our player of the game, brought to you by OSPT.
Johnson did a good job of distributing the football, getting everybody involved, and then when things broke down, he could use his legs and get out of trouble and make big plays. But most of the stuff came on his right arm.
Yep.
He threw the ball well, put it right where it had to be, and led his team to a big victory.
OSPT player of the game, orthopedic and sports physical therapy, helping you move freely, live fully. Let's send it down to Terry Beckwith, who has John Johnson. Hold on, we're going to work on the technical glitch there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's really gone wrong here tonight for Edna Karr, and not being able to hear from John Johnson, who was the most outstanding player of the game in last year's state championship game against Ash. Let's take a look at our play of the game. Elevation Station play of the game. It's the interception by the LSU commitment. Aiden Hall, his second pick of the season. Made a nice play here as the ball was thrown up by Sully Sullivan. And then Aiden Hall, 6'1", 175 pounds. Good luck trying to tackle this guy. And finally, we're able to force him out of bounds. But another good night for Aiden Hall and his Cougars defense as they shut out Jesuit here tonight.
Yeah, that Aiden Hall was just playing center field and picked it off and ran it back. You know, this Edna Karr offense has got to be satisfied.
Third shutout of the season for this Edna Karr defense. Now I think Terry Beckwith has a microphone that's working, and here he is with John Johnson, our player of the game.
Yeah, plug. All right, John, I had a little technical difficulties again. At the end of the first half, Coach Brown wasn't too excited, but you guys got to turn around in the second half. What was the key?
Stop being lax, come out with fire, get off the ball, do our job, execute on a high level, not on a low level. We had a lot of mistakes, a lot of holding calls, a lot of flags, so we just got on the O-line, the receivers, the running backs, and we fixed it.
Every week, people expect you guys to win. How do you guys tailor those expectations?
We don't really look at the expectations. We just come out like it's another game, We come out and win. We're 0-0 right now. We're trying to go 1-0 the next game.
You're a state champion. You've done this before. You're committed to Liberty. Why do you keep coming out here every week in and week out and playing at a high level? What keeps you going?
Honestly, my family keep me going, my support base, my fans, my little brother. It's a lot. Really, I do it for everybody.
John, it's a pleasure watching. Good luck the rest of the season.
John Johnson tonight, 14 of 18, 143 yards and a couple touchdowns. He also had 34 yards rushing. We'll wrap things up from the Shrine on Airline when we come back here on Game Time.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Particle 6-in-1 Face Cream for Men, the first of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit particlemen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
It was the ultimate challenge tonight for the Jesuit Blue Jays on homecoming, trying to pull off a huge upset against the #1 ranked Edna Karr Cougars, but Edna Karr was not having any of it tonight. A dominating performance by Edna Karr. Their third shutout defensively this year. They average right around 41 points a game. They got to 41 here tonight. Just a terrific performance by Bryce Brown's team, and it's just hard to imagine. We talked about it during the game, Greg. Anybody beating these guys, it would have to take a really sloppy performance by Edna Karr for someone to really have a chance at beating them, but there's just Division I prospects all over the football field, and even guys that are not going to be in Division I, they still have terrific high school football players, 1 through 22 as far as your starting lineup goes.
Yeah, they're a team that don't beat themselves,
yeah.
So that's the big thing. They don't make many mistakes. They don't turn the football over, and so you're going to have to come out and play and beat them. And they showed tonight that they're patient. Nothing really rattles them. I think Jesuit showed them some different looks.
Yeah.
It didn't bother them. They hung in there. Their backs were against the wall. Jesuit was at the 2-yard line. Nothing rattled them.
Yep.
They got the football back and drove all the way down. They're just that good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a complete team.
Give credit to Jesuit to keep it at least a 2-touchdown game at halftime. But again, Edna Karr was too much. Jesuit tried to take some more chances in the second half. Sullivan throwing it up here, but it was intercepted by the LSU commitment, Aiden Hall, who has a very nice return after his second interception on the season. John Johnson in complete control here tonight. And then also his running back, Trey Garrison, over 100 yards rushing. So tough to bring down at 5'11", 190 pounds. Johnson again, pump fakes, looking towards the end zone, hitting Anthony Thomas on this play despite 2 defenders trying to knock the ball away from Thomas. And then backup running back, Jermon Macklin, would be starting pretty much at any other school. And then a little jet sweep there, getting into the end zone. Rogers gains for another touchdown for Edna Karr. Look at the total yards there, Greg. That's what you call impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive. The thing that's most impressive, you look at the total yards, 426 for Edna Karr, and they held Jesuit to under 100 yards total offense. That's just incredible. A very clean ball game, Jeff. Only 2 penalties.
Yeah.
The whole ball game. So I thought it was a good ball game. I think in the end, Edna Karr just showed their strength.
Yep. Too strong, too fast, too physical. All those adjectives you want to describe Edna Karr. Very impressive tonight as they improve to 7-0. Those Cox fast stats, giving football fans all the latest stats courtesy of Cox. Learn more at cox.com/internet. That does it for us at the Shrine on Airline. Next week we'll be over in La Place for St. Charles Catholic and Bell Chase. That should be a fun one as Bell Chase is undefeated on the season. Just like this Edna Karr team as Bryce Brown's team improves to 7-0 for our entire crew here in Metairie. Jeff Schneider, our producer. Tommy Cooper, our statistician. Terry Beckwith on the sidelines. Greg Bowser, I'm Jeff Lermel saying good night, everyone.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident, it was not your fault. Call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Get ready to travel across America meeting some of the nation's best young athletes. We'll begin with an elite tight end from a small town in Georgia. Then head to Texas for a top wide receiver. We'll tell you about rising quarterbacks in Alabama and Florida and introduce you to a soccer star in Arizona as well. Those stories and more are coming up next on Sports Stars of Tomorrow. Welcome to Sports Stars of Tomorrow. I'm your host, Charles Davis. You can find elite athletes in all kinds of places. It could be a state-of-the-art academy, a school in the inner city, or maybe a smaller school in a quiet country town, which is where we're starting today's show, near the Georgia-Alabama state line. And that's this week's 5-star feature. There's always a lot of high school football talent in Georgia, especially in the greater Atlanta area. Even if you travel an hour or so outside the city, you can find terrific athletes in some remote areas like Bowden, Georgia.
It is a great little place. It's 45 minutes west of Atlanta, right on the Alabama-Georgia state line. And it is one of those 1970s, 1980s communities where on Friday night, they're in a business open and everybody that's in this town is sitting in the stadium.
Every Friday night is packed out, the stands, the fences, everybody's here just wanting to get a little piece of Bowden.
Our facilities are second to none. You know, our field house is amazing, locker room, weight room. And that's commitment from the school board, Carroll County Schools, our principal, administration.
6'6" tight end Caden Prothrow is the star player for the Red Devils. And not just in football either.